Hello, my name is Esther, and the subject that I decided to go with was science, and the grade that I will be teaching is kindergarten. And although this age group won't really get the full extent of what the science experiment really is and really dissect into it, they'll just create a base of what they will learn in later grades. They'll understand that they'll need to gather objects in order to conduct a science experiment, that they'll need to work on their reflection skills, their observation skills, and they'll be gathering data. And the first script that I will go into is script 1, and that is the one without response. It's just kind of a base of what I will be going over in the lesson. And it starts, "Hello class, how are you guys doing today? In our lesson today, we'll be conducting a science experiment. Do any of your parents let you take toys inside the bath with you? Do any of you notice that sometimes a few of the toys might fall to the bottom and others stay at the top? We have a marble, a sponge, a key, a Power Ranger, and let's see what falls to the bottom of the tub and what goes up." It was more difficult to create script 1 just because I didn't have any of the kids' responses to kind of work with. And with the lesson that I learned earlier, it just kind of went over how kids' responses do have an influence on how students learn. They might get it more with another peer's perspective. And my script 2 starts with, "Hello class, how are you guys doing today? In our lesson today, we'll be conducting a science experiment. Thumbs up if you love taking baths." And then I'll skim around the classroom and make sure to acknowledge every student's responses, not with words, but just facial expressions, just to make sure that they know that I notice that they're participating. And then with the second line is, "With the ones who've answered yes, can you shake yes or no if you've seen some of the few toys that might have fallen to the bottom or others that stay at the top?" After they gather their thoughts a bit, I redirect them to the front where I'll have the materials kind of laid out. And continuing to my line 3, we have a marble, a sponge, a key, a Power Ranger. Let's see what falls to my next line. "Alex, would you like to come to the front and drop the first object, a marble, in our tub?" And then Alex walks to the front, and then before Alex drops it, "Hands up if you think it will float." And I give him a second. I look around the room to make sure everyone responded, and I let Alex drop it. And then my next line is, "Great responses everyone, give yourself a pat in the back." And then the next line is, "Sandra, will you come up and drop our second object? Before Sandra drops it, raise your hand if you think it will sink." And then I wait for the responses. I let Sandra drop the object into the tub. And then, "Mark, will you come up and drop the key in the tub? Raise your hand if you think it will sink." Acknowledge everyone's answers, and Mark drops it. And last, let's see what our Power Ranger does. "Morgan, can you come up and drop it in the tub of water? Everyone whisper to your neighbors if you think it will sink or float." Awesome, guys. Morgan, you can head back to your seat.